Life of a Shinobi. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to experience. There is a lot to learn. And there's just a lot to see. And today, part 2 of my dream Naruto game, we'll actually talk about the Shinobi life, how things work, how you will level up, all of those good things. And for the new people who haven't seen the first video that talked about character creation, if you want to watch that first, I do have a playlist on my Dream Naruto game. If you want to go ahead and go through my playlist and look for it, it's there. Or if you want to wait to the end of this video, I will have a video card that will allow you to you can actually click on it and it will take you straight to that video. But today we'll be talking about Shinobi life. So for everybody who's new, welcome. Make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're new. But let's go ahead and get into it. So judging from the comments, some of the comments that I've seen from the last video, it is kind of obvious, and this is not a bad thing. This is not a bad thing, but it's kind of obvious that not a lot of you in the anime game community haven't ever played a MMORPG, or you just really haven't grinded one out to see how hard it actually is to, earn and obtain things like that. With the anime games that we have been getting over the years, it has actually been easy to unlock abilities, skills, and stuff like that. All you do is a mission and you just get this. You just randomly get something handed to you. And that's kind of not what MMOs are like. If you ever play DC Universe, it is really not like that. You have to get real lucky to get a lot of stuff in that game. And it actually takes hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of hours to grind. So I can tell you this. DC Universe, an MMORPG that I love. I've been playing for 8 years, and I could say I'm not even 4%. I'll probably say I've completed 4% of that game in 8 years. So don't get discouraged, because I keep creating more characters. I just keep creating characters over and over because I just feel like I will never finish the game, which is probably true. So MMOs do take hundreds of hours, man. Like it's a grind, but I think you will enjoy the grind. And with this video, I feel like the more passionate Naruto the Boruto fans will actually enjoy the things that I'm finna include in the Shinobi life video. I think it's really cool, and like a passionate fan like me, I think the small things like this will actually matter. It will be pretty cool to experience in a Naruto game. So I'm gonna go ahead and begin, and let's do this. So with the first thing, work on the studies at the Ninja Academy. Of course, you'll be working on you'll be doing quizzes, tests, random questions, all of that. And depending on how you do on a test and quizzes, it actually matters, and it helps you get to that getting role. I haven't thought about how many of each one you have to do in order to become a Genin. I'll make that a little bit easier for people to obtain, because I know people just don't want to be sitting at the academy all day. And before you guys ask me about what do you mean by quizzes and tests like that, what the test and quizzes, random questions, things you have to learn in class, which you have to study in class, it's really just going to ask you questions on the Naruto the Boruto franchise, anime, manga. It's going to ask you about, for example, who are the current 5 Kage. This is actually going to take place in Boruto's era. So it'll be like, who are the current 5 Kage, and then you have a choice of you have like 4 answer choices, A, B, C, or D. You choose one of the answer choices, and then at the end of the test, you see what you score. So I think that was a pretty cool, a pretty cool addition to the, my dream game, and I think that would be a pretty cool experience. I actually got that idea from the Road to Boruto expansion in Storm 4. So people who are really passionate about the small things like that, I think that would be a pretty cool thing to have in the game for Naruto the Boruto fans to experience. So yeah, studies will be simple. Becoming Genin will be simple, but things will get harder over time, because that's just how MMO is. The first part is always easy. It's always easy as hell, and then it just gets harder and harder and harder. So next, you can learn basic jutsu and techniques to use on missions, or basic jutsu and techniques to have before you're in an academy. Because I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the other thing too. You can actually train at the training grounds. It actually help your XP bar. I actually have an XP bar, and I don't know how I want the XP bar to work yet, but you can actually train at the training grounds. There's going to be different levels to your jutsu. So the jutsu you learn will probably be at a Genin level. There's a Genin, there's a Chunin, there's a Jonin, and yeah, Genin, Chunin, and Jonin, and then Kage level jutsu. Levels to your jutsu. And there's going to be like three different side levels of each category. So there'll be like 3 different things you need to learn in the beginning level to jump to the tuning level of that jutsu. And you will also be able to train with, people within your clan to get better at the jutsu that are within your clan. For example, Shadow Possession. If you are part of the Naruto clan, then you could train with Shikamaru and Shikadai to better your Shadow Possession over time so that you can use it on hard missions and everything like that. So you be experienced in that. That's just how, being a Shinobi works. And I feel like that's just how it's supposed to be. Shikamaru, Naruto, Sasuke, they didn't get better in a day. They grinded. They had to grind out. They came from the bottom. Sasuke wasn't he's a prodigy now, but he wasn't as crazy as Itachi and Shisui were. Shisui got the Mangekyo Sharingan at what, 10 years old? Itachi unlocked his Sharingan at 7. And he became an Anbu member, I think, a year or 2 later? I think how old was Itachi when he became a Anbu member? Comment that in the comment section. Can't remember that. But, yeah, you just have to, you get lucky. Like I said, with Bloodlines, you can get lucky and you can get this crazy ass, these crazy ass abilities. You can actually be a prodigy depending on how lucky your parents, connect. So, I think grinding, training for jutsus and stuff like that, training your jutsu levels and everything like that would be a pretty cool thing to have in the game. Next, complete your studies to become a Genin. I already went over that, so you guys know how that works. Once you become a Genin, you will be able to unlock the ability to go out on missions with other Genin. Now, the higher your rank, getting through Jonin, the more difficult the mission. But you will receive more in-game currency and items as you complete missions. The harder the mission, the more money you earn. Of course, that's just how that works. Bada bing, bada bang. I have a chart. Hopefully, you can see it. Hopefully, it's not blurry. I have a chart, and I kind of, broke the chart a little bit. I'm going to tell you how. Because I feel like Genin should be able to do more than just a D rank mission. So, how I have it is, Jonin and Kage level Shinobi will be able to do S and A rank missions. Of course, that's just how that works. Chunin will be able to do B and C rank missions. Genin will be able to do D and C rank. The jump from D to C rank missions as a Genin will be a little bit challenging for you. And I feel like that's fair because the game is a grind and just, it has to be challenging. We've been getting too, anime games have been too easy. I am telling you, they have been too easy. Way too easy. So, I feel like it should be a little bit challenging, especially as a Genin when you jump to D to C. And seeing that Boruto, Sarada, and Mitsuki, Team 7, new gen Team 7 that are Genin, I think did they promote Sarada? I think they promoted Sarada to Chunin. Seeing that majority of their team is Genin, they're already doing what? B rank, C rank, B rank missions. They just really Boruto really did an S rank mission in a Mujin Bandits arc. So, I think it's pretty fair for Genin to do D and C rank. I think it's fair. So, yeah, that's how I kind of have that broken down. Next thing, certain missions will need the traditional 4-man cell, 1 Jonin, 3 Genin. Now, if you have this traditional cell, this can actually help Genin. That gives them access to do A and S rank missions, which will be 10 times harder than D, C, and B. So once you partner up with a Jonin for 4-man cell, it's all on you. Also, you can do a 4-man cell just like Rescue Sasuke arc. Shikamaru was a Chunin. When you get your Chunin, you could wear a vest. Sasuke was a Chunin. I mean, not Sasuke, but Shikamaru was a Chunin, and he actually had his own 4-man cell with Naruto, Kiba, him, and Choji. Oh, Neji too. Well, so 5, but I'm gonna just say 4. And it allowed them. I guess I can't remember what rank mission this was. I would say it's an A because they had to fight the Sound Ninja 4, but it would give Genin access to C and B rank missions. So you could do the traditional 4, which is the Jonin and 3 Genin to do S and A, or you can do 1 Chunin, 3 Genin, and do B and C. And I think that'll be pretty cool. It make it challenging for Genin. I know people want to level up faster, so like I said, I don't know how the XP bar is gonna work yet. I cannot figure out an idea for it. So, yeah. Next, earn Ryo to buy useful items. Yes, yes, yes. After nearly how many years in Naruto games, Ryo will literally be relevant, and you will be able to actually use it on good stuff. You will be able to buy clothes, weapons, accessories, all that good stuff. You will also be able to buy ninja tools. You will have to buy your own ninja tools. I feel like that's fair. You'll have to stock up because in MMOs, you actually run out of stuff like that. You'll be able to buy healing ointment, healing tags that you would have to restock up on. There will also be a buy, sell, and trade market that I actually put into this concept. There will be a buy, sell, and trade market, so you can trade items with other players. You can sell stuff to the merchants. You can buy stuff from the merchants. And I think this would be so amazing, and people will really enjoy this, man. You know, buy, selling, and trading. You know, oh, I sell your sword. I'll give you my sword for this sword. I think it'd be pretty cool, and it's the Shinobi experience, man. What can I say? Next thing, like I said, there's passionate Naruto fans out there, and you know they love the small things, and I think interacting with characters around the world will be pretty cool. For example, Maximilian dude, pretty sure you guys know this guy. I watched him play Final Fantasy. This guy went around talking to NPCs, listening to NPC conversations, and he was like, oh yeah, this is cool, I like how they have this. It's just the small things, man. Like, it makes you feel like you're there. It makes you feel like you're a part of that world, and I want you guys to feel like you're a part of the Naruto the Borutoverse. I want to make you guys feel like you're there. So interacting with characters, listening to characters within the village, speaking, and everything like that, I think that would be the greatest experience for everybody. I think it would be the greatest experience. And next thing that I added, raids. Of course, there'll be raids. There'll be beginning raids. There'll be tuning raids. There'll be Jonin to Kage level rank raids. But Jonin to Kage level ninja will actually have an additional part to raids, and that is the bingo book raids. Let's go ahead and get into this. So I had somebody talk to me about Jinchuriki. He was like, oh yeah, you should not Jinchuriki, but Tail Beast. Oh yeah, once you run into a Tail Beast and if you beat it, you get it. No, I don't think that should be fair. I don't think that should be a thing. I think it should be a little bit more challenging, because raids in MMORPGs are fucking hard. You don't just fight the boss straight up. You had to go through waves and waves and waves of enemies until you get to the boss, who's way harder than the enemies you were fighting before. And how I feel like how you should become a Jinchuriki, I think it should be a random drop. At first I was thinking the person who does the most damage, but then, you know, everybody does the most in some type of category. So I think it should be a luck drop. I really do think so. The best person who does the most damage is expecting to become a Jinchuriki, but it ends up being, you know, the person who did the least amount of work. I mean, you're gonna need all the help you can get in a raid, so you can't just automatically just beat it without, you know, you can't just beat it with somebody AFK. So the person who did the least amount of stats or something like that, who was at the bottom of the stat line, just randomly gets it. This is gonna be a random luck drop. And there will only be 9 Jinchuriki within the game. 9. Yes, there will only be 9. There's not going to be multiple Jinchuriki, because that'll literally just kill the whole vibe. So there will be only 9 Jinchuriki. Now, in order to stay as a Jinchuriki, you have to be active 3 to 4 hours. I say 2 to 3 hours a day. 2 to 3 hours a day. I think that's fair, because there's a lot of people who grind, you know, who will be grinding, who wants to be Jinchuriki, who have time like that on their hands, and I think that'd just be fair. 2 to 3 hours a day, and you can't just log in the game and sit there AFK and think you're just gonna get that shit. No, that's just not gonna how it works. You're gonna actually have to do missions, train, all that good stuff, interact, all of that stuff for 2 to 3 hours. I think that would be fair because there's only nine tail beasts to go around. Once you are not active anymore, that tail beast is extracted for you. I'm not gonna kill you. I'm not gonna say it's gonna kill you because Goku. I watched Goku's video and he said if you die, you start over, something like that. I can't remember, but I'm not gonna have it kill you. It's gonna be extracted to you, and then somebody else, it'll be open, and there will be a notification on everybody's screen saying, "Tail beast has been extracted from, the 7 tails has been extracted from this guy," and it's gonna let you know when people. The notification is gonna let you know when people have tail beasts extracted from them, or if somebody gets a tail beast. So I think that'll be fair for people, other people grinding the game. The bingo book, it will have raids for, Akatsuki members, Kara members, Otosuki members. I would even include filler characters. I want to include filler characters just because Shinobi Striker added the 7 heavenly breaths, and that was actually from a filler episode. Why not include filler arcs, filler stuff into the game to give it more content? So there'd be a lot of things that you can do. I feel like, Akatsuki, Kara, and Otosuki was obvious. Fight the Raikage Eye, fight Raikage Daru, fight Raikage, just fight the past Kage. You can fight the past Kage, go back in time in a VR simulator and fight the past Kage. Or you can fight the current Kage. It's all kinds of crazy stuff that you can just experience out of the bingo book. It'll have all kinds of crazy raids. If you guys ever played gacha games, there's actually different variants, hella variants of characters. There's a regular Grimmjow, and there's a Halloween Grimmjow that's like, it'd be different variants of characters and stuff like that you would be able to fight in the bingo book, and I think that would be actually amazing to have. So I think that is about it, and I actually made this video 17 minutes, so that's not that bad. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, for the guys who are new and haven't watched part 1, video cards should be popping up in a few seconds, so that you can click on them and watch part 1. But to all the people who return to watch this series, thank you guys for watching. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And with that being said, it is Black Sage. I'm out.